Hey everyone, hello, salam. In this video, we're gonna conjugate the verb to go in Persian. Let's get started. I'll show you some vocabularies. We're gonna learn them and we're gonna use them in those sentences. What do you see here? It's a restaurant. In Persian, restaurant is restoran. Try to repeat it after me. Restoran. Restoran. Okay? Ready for the next word? Here you see a park. We say park. Park in Persian. A coffee shop. It is coffee shop in Persian. Coffee shop. Next word. Classroom. We say kelas. Kelas. Don't forget to repeat it after me, because as I told you before, repetition is the key towards your success in Persian learning. Okay, next word, supermarket. 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 Next word, cinema. 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 You see, it's almost the same because we use these words in Persian as well. Now we want to conjugate the verb to go, and when it comes to the conjugation of the verbs, it's very important to know three things. First of all, the infinitive. The infinitive of the verb to go in Persian is raftan. Raftan. And the past stem of it is raft, and the present stem is rav. I'll say that one by one. Try to repeat it after me. Okay, raftan, raft, rav. Now we know the three things of this verb to go in Persian. It's time to talk about past sentences. Usually when it comes to Farsi sentences, it almost follows the same patterns and structures, not only for the past sentences, but for all the sentences in Persian. This is as follows. Subject, then the object, and at the very end of our sentences, we have the verb. And when it comes to the verb, that's the only part that changes in the sentence. And we got the past stem here, and plus an ending, which we'll be learning together in this video. The past stem, as I told you, is raft. We just add an ending to it, we create our sentence, and we use those words we learned in the beginning of the video. So here are the subject pronouns. We need to learn them as well. And after it, I'll teach you how to talk about the endings and how to connect them to the present or the past endings of our sentences. Let's get started. I, man. Try to repeat it after me. Man. You, singular. And informal, it is to. He, she, it is u. We is ma. You, plural, and respectful to use it even when you're talking to one person. It is shoma. And they is anha. So I'll read all of them for you. Try to repeat it after me. Man, to, u, ma, shoma, and anha. Man, to, u, ma, shoma, and anha. We talked about the subject pronouns. It's time to talk about the endings which we added after the present stem of the verb or the past stem of the verb, but it's a little bit tricky. I'll tell you why. So let's get started. As you can see here, I got all the subjects. For each one we have an ending. For I, we have am. For you, singular, we have e. For he, she, it, we got at, and for we it is im, and for you it is id, and for they it is and. In a second, you're gonna learn how to conjugate verbs. It doesn't only work for this verb, but for all the verbs in Persian. So just learn it, it's gonna really help you. And if you got any questions or comments, don't forget to like and subscribe and ask your questions here. Thank you so much. Also, I've prepared all these things in my blog with lots of examples, tables, and all the informations you need. So Again, I'll read these for you. Am, e, ad, im, id, and. Here we see a restaurant. I want to say, I went to a restaurant. As you can see, it is من به رستوران رفتم. You might ask, what is this به? This verb has its own preposition, which is be. Like in English, you say going to. To is the preposition for the verb to go. Yeah? So in Persian, we say be. Man به رستوران رفتم. Now I want to say I went to the park. Just instead of restaurant, say park. من به park رفتم. Alright? Now we want to say coffee shop. من به coffee shop رفتم. Now we want to say I went to the classroom. من به کلاس رفتم. Alright. آفرین. That's so great. I want to say I went to the supermarket. You tell me. من به سوپرمارکت رفتم. آفرین. And cinema. Here we want to say you went to the cinema. تو به سینما رفتی. He, she, it to the restaurant. How do we say that? او به رستوران رفت. As you can see here, for the third person singular past stem of it, we don't add anything. There's not ending for it. That's the only exception, as I told you before. And we want to say we went to the park. ما به پارک رفتیم. We want to say you plural went to the coffee shop. شما به coffee shop رفتید. If you want to look more kind of polite, you could use this for even talking to a person, and there's not going to be any problem with it. You went to the coffee shop. شما به coffee shop رفتید. And they finally, anha, went to the class. به کلاس رفتند. آنها به کلاس رفتند. Alright, I think it's time to talk about present sentences. And as I told you before, it follows the same structure. Subject, and after it an object, and at the very end of our sentence, we got the verb. And when it comes to the verb, here it is how it's made. Me plus a present stem, rav, for the verb to go. The present stem is rav. And the ending. For example, I go to the supermarket. من به سوپرمارکت می روم. Let's say you as an example. You singular. You go to the supermarket. تو به سینما می روی. تو به سینما می روی. He, she, it goes to the restaurant. او به رستوران می رود. او به رستوران می رود. We go to a park. ما به پارک می رویم. ما به پارک می رویم. And you plural, which you can use it for talking to a person, as I told you earlier, even for the present sentences. You go to a coffee shop. شما به coffee shop می روید. And finally, they go to a class. آنها به کلاس می روند. Don't forget that repetition is also very important. If you learn this structure and just knowing 3 things, you can conjugate all the verbs in Persian. What are those 3 things? As I told you, the infinitive, the past stem, and the present stem of the verb. It was so good to talk to you guys again. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Thank you so much. I'll see you